nationwide leader in sports, 60 Minutes, 2 shows. First, Baseball Tonight.
Here we are on Baseball Tonight, leading off. President Bush comes out to throw out the first pitch. Look at him loosening up that arm.
You know, it was fun. I was listening to Bud Selig during the game. He said his arm was a little bit, the president's arm is a little tired. But it looked like he threw that in there, all right?
You got that one there. Not tired. Jimmy Rollins, he and his long hit streak nearly came to an end in the 8th inning, still hitless, but he comes through on a 3-0 count, and he extends his hitting streak to 37 games. Only the second time in his career he has actually swung at a 3-0 pitch. Giants and the Padres. Barry Bonds, not the most popular person in the world. In San Francisco, there's that sign. In San Diego, there's this.
Barry Bonds.
Those were boos, by the way.
And this is concentration.
Against Jake Peavy in the second, a laser shot to center field that bounces over the wall. Ground rule double. And he was also running well. Whoa! Mike Piazza exit stage right. Tito Martinez.
You remember a guy hitting the ball the opposite way like he does?
He's unbelievable. To get that swing back this year, that's a good sign for him right now.
Sure is. In the 6th, Bonds third at bat with Omar Vizquel on second, so they don't walk him with first base open. Peavy's had a moniker of success against him. And he got Bonds to fly out to center. Dave Roberts throws it in, and Bonds was not too pleased with the way he handled that one. Look out. Coming off the field in the 8th inning, he was walking towards the dugout, and a fan threw a syringe, a large syringe onto the field. Bonds was upset. You could see there's some steam there. He picked it up, tossed it to the photographer's well. Then in the 9th, in a 6-1 game, Bonds against Clay Hensley, who played the full game. He grounds out. He went 1 for 4. And the Padres end up winning the game by a score of 6-1 after that double early. Barry was fairly silent. With that, we'll say welcome to the show. Welcome to the newest member of Baseball Tonight. You heard him there. Tito Martinez. Harold Reynolds, of course, is here. I'm Carl Ravitch. A little later, Brad Lidge and Kurt Schilling will join us on the telephone, and more on Barry Bonds from Pedro Gomez. But, HR, a couple of ways to go. Obviously, the hit in the beginning, the reaction, and then the syringe.
Well, you know, the syringe thing, that should never happen anywhere. You can boo, you can scream, you can yell, do whatever you want to do at a ball game, but you can't throw things on the field or go out after the players. But on the baseball field, what I saw from Barry Bonds, Carl, more than anything else, we saw the double, but to me it was his legs. Was he able to run? Remember, this is last year, running the ball down. You see how careful he was with that knee, and he hobbled a lot, and that's why his season was cut short after the 3 knee surgeries. Watch him come out of the box today on this double. He is running. He looks like he's in a nice fluid motion, and that's something to me that I saw in that, and also in his at-bat. He got down on his legs a little bit better and was able to drive the ball. So I think you see a healthier Barry Bonds, at least in day 1 of this season.
Certainly, Jake Peavy pitched to him again with the Giants down 1 and first base open. Wonder if that's how other teams are going to deal with Bonds. More later on Barry and his night. Randy Johnson of the Yanks opening up out west against the A's. In the top of the 2nd, Barry Zito struggling, loaded. Johnny Damon come up for the Red Sox, and I should say the Yankees, the former Red Sox player, and he'll get the job not done with that hanging curve. The hanging curve would come back to haunt Barry Zito.
Well, you make adjustments, and here it is right here. You see it again. Tino, what's it like from a lefty to lefty?
He's tough on lefties, but the Yankees did a great job tonight waiting him out. They didn't chase a whole lot of bad pitches, and when they did get one in the zone, they made him pay.
Pitch him and ditch him from A-Rod. Grand slam, 12th of his career, 7-0. Zito, 1 in the 3rd, 4 hits, 7 earned, and a spot on the bench. Good sign for Oakland is the big hurt. Frank Thomas takes that pitch and dumps it into the seats in left. Got out in a hurry.
That was a laser.
In the 4th, it's 8-1 when Hideki Matsui hits a 3-run shot to right off Kirk Saarloos. Look at all the runs the Yankees put up. They did one score at 19 runs in a season opener. That was back in 1955. Everyone says the pitching is going to be the key, but in this one, the offense was outstanding, wasn't it?
They were great. Last year, they got off to a slow start offensively. Today, they waited. They had a great day against Barry Zito. They waited him out. They made him throw the ball in the zone. They didn't chase the high fastball. When they did get a ball to hit, they made him pay. Had a great day today.
I'd say they made him pay with all those runs. A good start as well for Randy Johnson, who's going to improve to 1-0 on the season. Cardinals and the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins, not great on opening day. In fact, a career 2 for 20 hitter. That partly because the pitchers are rested and coming back, and here's a Cy Young guy he's dealing with.
Well, you're trying to do everything. I mean, you may see that effort like that by Eckstein. Man, tremendous play. You got guys diving all over the place. You're thinking the streak is definitely going to end.
You just try to get a hit on day one, period. So he had a lot more pressure on him than anybody else.
Albert got some hits. Pujols with a big shot. First home run of the year, picking up just where he left off at the end of spring training. Careful now. Rollins up with the bases loaded, and he does some yard work.
He had a great day also. Right there, hanging breaking ball. When you're hitting breaking balls early in the year, you're off to a pretty good start. That ball is right in his eyes, and he tattooed it.
How about that being his first career home run at Citizens Bank? Not for Albert. Second home run of the year, 13-1, 2 home runs in the game. Is that a perfect swing, Tino?
That is perfect swing. He has great at-bats day in and day out. He rarely gives an at-bat away. He's got a game plan, and he sticks to it every day.
Game plan for Rollins on 3-0. Swing. Get a hit. Extend that hitting streak to 37 games.
Not much for the Philly fans to cheer about, but that was a great moment right there just to give them something to stick around the game for.
Well, you're exactly right. A lot of them probably did stay just to see Rollins get another chance. The Cardinals win it 13-5. So Rollins starting to climb that ladder. 37 straight games now. He's got a hit in. The ultimate goal is 56 in DiMaggio, but you look at the National League, and there's Rose with 44. By the way, 3-0 pitch for the second time in his career. He swung out. He's had 158 chances to do it. Due up on baseball tonight. Curt Schilling back on the mound. Not so sure how that ankle would hold up. He'll join us on the phone to talk about his performance. The new look Mets. They take the back page away from the Yankees. Who's going to get the back page come Tuesday? Will it be the Mets or the Yankees? And a little bit later, all the balls that left the building. Boy, advantage hitters on the real opening day. 13 games and what seemed like 1,300 home runs.
Baseball Tonight, brought to you by McDonald's.
Let's grab some McDonald's.
You buying?
Why do I always have to buy?
Because you're the one with the fancy job.
And the fancy tie.
You know what? There. Now you're the one who's buying.
The tie did touch you last.
Money's tight these days. Good thing there's McDonald's Dollar Menu. Get a juicy double cheeseburger or other favorites for only $1.
Hot potato! This Friday, everyone's screaming. For the bench warmers, rated PG-13.
Team wherever you are all season long on XM Satellite Radio with radio starting at $49.99.
It's still going.
XM Satellite Radio. Listen large.
I'm number one. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. I'm number one.
Got me chasing down and away last time.
He won't chase down and away again.
Turn on the inside heat.
Inside corner's mine.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Tipping the
Don't
pitch.
tip the pitch.
See the ball.
Get ahead and
Get arm slot.
Take
Back.
it
Paint the corner. Turn on the pitch.
Think you can handle it?
Catch up to it? Give me the heat.
Here comes the heat.
Hit, pitch, and think like a pro with 2K Sports Inside Edge, created by real big league scouts. Get it with Major League Baseball 2K6, the only MLB video game on every major console. Rated E for everyone. Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Boston, Texas. Uh-oh. The Rocket in the house. allegedly there to honor the 2006 Rose Bowl champion Longhorns. Forget it. The Red Sox all talked to him, trying to get him to play for them come maybe June. So did the Rangers. And Schilling, perhaps inspired by Clemens. I mean, that's 93. He had it up at 95 at some points.
Well, Carl, very impressive was his location and his ability to repeat pitches. He was fantastic.
All right, the Rangers putting a lot of bank on Kevin Millwood, the AL best. Oh, boy, that 2.86 ERA from last year just popped. David Ortiz, first home run, 5-0 Red Sox. Millwood, 5 innings, 7 hits.
Outstanding job keeping that ball fair as well.
Bottom 7, down 6-2. We got Rod Baraja, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, and 5 Ks for Schilling. Bottom 9, 7-2. Keith Folk, the changeup. Lance Nix, Coco Crisp.
Coco made a couple nice plays in that game. He had a ball coming in, that play right there.
Red Sox win it 7-3. Joining us now, the winning pitcher from the Red Sox, that's Curt Schilling. Curt, thanks for being with us. When you think about where you've been, bloody sock, bad ankle, surgery and all that, what did today's performance mean to you?
I don't know. I don't know if I could sum it up that easily. It was very it was nice. It was very nice to be able to go out and be the guy that I feel like I am and was and haven't been for a while.
For how long did you have the doubts then?
Right up until about the 7th inning today, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, going through spring training, I felt healthy, I felt comfortable, but, it was spring training. My arm felt great. My ankle's probably the least of my concerns, and just getting back out there and competing without other questions was the big thing for me, and that's what happened today.
You won a World Series in Arizona. You won one in Boston. When you look at the Red Sox and the Diamondbacks and your current teams changed a great deal. People say it's not the same team. What do you make of being on this team as you attempt to win another World Series?
Phenomenally deep team. Incredibly talented. I think like the other teams everybody's talking about playing in October, it's going to come down to health. I think we're in a great position. If something bad happens to one guy, maybe 2 guys, with the amount of depth that we have and the guys that we have in different spots. But this division is going to be such a grind, and this league is going to be such a grind this year that I think that it's going to come down to whose pitching staff can stay the healthiest for the longest amount of time this season.
And speaking of pitching, what effect can you have on Josh Beckett?
Oh, I don't know. He's pretty good without my effect. I mean, he's pitched in the biggest games you could possibly pitch in, and he's been pretty damn good when he did. I think if anything, it'll just be trying to help him get to that 225 inning plateau, because if he puts the innings in, his other numbers are going to fall in line with some pretty special people, and he's never been able to do that, and that's the key.
Continued health and continued success. Thanks, Curt.
Thanks, Carl.
Former Red Sox Nomar Garciaparra hurt again. Strained muscle between 2 of his ribs on Sunday. Good chance he goes on the DL. Former Red Sox Derek Lowe to a not former Red Sox Andrew Jones.
Strained neck.
Strained neck is right. Past the Bengay. Braves lead at 8-1. Jeff Kent with 2 men on. Rip City off Tim Hudson. Down the line in trouble.
Hudson got a little tired after he got to the 5th inning or so. I'm sure they wanted to get that pitch count up, but he was dynamite the first 4 innings. Kept the ball down the whole day.
Couldn't get out of the 5th, though, Harold. 4 innings, 6 hits, and 5 earned runs. Bobby's into that bullpen. That bullpen not exactly sturdy. Leaking a little water. It's 8-5 when the new Braves shortstop, Edgar Renteria.
That's a great pickup for the Braves right there. I think he's going to have a great year this year. I think he had a little trouble in the American League last year, but coming back to the National League with the Braves, watch out for Edgar this year.
Braves lead at 10-5. Olmedo signs. Chipper Jones. Oh, his foot got down. Good play by Adam LaRoche and the Braves. Hang on to win it by a final score of 11-10. All right, here are the Marlins taking on the Astros. Interesting to see Jeff Bagwell there. A lot of emotion involved with him. Astros roll out their 2005 pennant. Early on, the story was the starters. Look at Dontrell, the D-train, got Lance Berkman chasing. 107 pitches through 5. Left the game. Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach. I don't think Dontrell was buying it.
He was telling him he couldn't hit.
Exactly. Roy Oswalt also rolling along. Hermida, Cabrera, Hanley Ramirez had an auspicious debut in the field and at the plate.
Well, it's not going to be any tougher to hit anybody other than Roy Oswalt all year. So
there's
young Marlins.
Yep, they are young, and they showed it. They tried to get Biggio at third. He threw it away. Hanley had 2 errors. Bases loaded now for Morgan Ensberg. Borowski's pitch got in the dirt. Oliva let it get by him. Biggio seemed to score. Astros had a 1-0 lead. 9th inning, they're going to go to the closer. Brad Lidge, 1 on, 1 out. Whoop. Mike Jacobs, ground ball to short. That's a 6-4-3 double play to end it. And the Astros win it by a final score of 1-0. Brad Lidge of the Houston Astros, the man who closed the game, joins us now on the telephone. And Brad, thanks for being with us. Let's see, there are probably a few thousand folks in that crowd tonight looking at you in the 9th inning and saying to themselves, uh-oh. What do you think when you get in the situation where you walk the leadoff guy in the 9th in a 1-0 game?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I put myself in that situation a lot more than I'd like. But, honestly, just try not to get rattled and realize you just got to get 3 outs. I mean, they still have to string together a couple hits or find a way to get more guys on base. And I think, whether there's a guy on or not, I'm just going to keep going with the same approach, really. You got the double play to end it, but maybe the biggest at-bat was the strikeout of Cabrera. It looked as if you threw a splitter there. What did you throw? Yeah, I actually ended up throwing a full-count slider. And actually, the pitch was a little bit lower than I wanted. We had kind of set him up with a few fastballs and sped his bat up, and I was able to get him to go fishing a little bit on a full-count slider there. And obviously, the recipe for success, Brad, is going to be whether it's Oswalt, Pettit, or any other starter, Backey, for instance, and then you come in to close it in a perfect world. How perfect was this game for you guys? Well, I think this game was pretty close to perfect. Obviously, I think we're going to be playing better offensively as the year gets rolling. Dontrell Willis did actually a good job tonight. I don't think he had his best command, but he was able to find a way to avoid getting hit out there. And, like I said, I think this victory is close to perfect for us. I'd like to see the offense get going a little bit more, but I'm sure they will. I hear that. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for being with us, and certainly a good game on a good night in Houston. All right, guys, I appreciate it. All right, players all season long on baseball tonight. Nationals and the Mets, Levon's on the hill. Bottom 4, 1-1. The X Factor, it might be Xavier Nady.
Well, a lot of people wonder, why did they pick up Xavier Nady? Because he can do a lot of things for you, and he had a big opening day. Talk about guys wanting to get off to a good start with a new team. He's one of those players. You think 4 for 4 is a good start? 4 hits, not bad. Whew. Maybe an MVP candidate. David Wright going opposite field, and it's gone. His first home run of the season.
He's just a complete hitter. He uses the whole field right there. Perfect example.
Ryan Zimmerman. That's good for 2. Alfonso Soriano is going to try to score from first. Most interesting play of the day. Jose Reyes on the relay from Floyd. Out at home.
Well, from that vantage point, you would have thought so. But look at the umpire as he moves around. Now, he's blocked off right there by LaDuca, but the ball slips out. But I can understand why he missed this call. The quick deke right back at him. I got the ball. I got it.
Great mind presence right there.
By LaDuca.
Absolutely.
All right, to the 9th. Wagner trying to close it. Uh-oh, a little base hit to Jose Vito.
You like him challenging him here, Tino?
I like this. Great move right here. 2 outs, you need to tie and run at second base.
Get into scoring position. It didn't work. He got himself into an out. Wagner got himself a save.
I agree. I liked it, too.
All right, Mets win it 3-2 over the Nationals. Due up on baseball tonight. Adam over and done in left field. Not the greatest debuts out there as far as season openers go. And a little bit later, the ones that were caught. We'll bring you the web gems. Many, many outstanding plays ahead on baseball tonight.
Yo, Bam here, gonna show you how new Right Guard Extreme Power Stripe works. Let's say this team represents odor, and this team represents the Power Stripe. Medic! What are you doing? Only Right Guard Extreme has the Power Stripe. It drops odor like a bad habit. Right Guard, don't let my teeth get. So you smell great all day. I love you.
Get straight! Get Right Guard! Get straight, get Right Guard!
On April 21st, the Secret Service's most decorated agent.
You made time. Oh, I look good.
Will become.
You've got a traitor in your organization.
I don't believe this. America's most wanted man.
You're being investigated for treason. What?
I am being framed.
Now.
I thought you were friends.
We were. The man he trained.
Go!
Must hunt him down.
Pete! Don't make me do this.
You want to shoot me?
Shoot me!
The The Sentinel. Rated PG-13. April 21st.
That is ESPN. This is mobile ESPN. This isn't like sports in your current phone, okay? It's a whole new phone service from ESPN with unique features like Gamecast and the fastest alerts and everything else you need to manage your fantasy teams. It's awesome. That's Neil Everett. Neil! Hey, it's Matty B. Any anchor jobs open? I got the microphone. Anything you can do? Put in a word for your buddy? No?
Switch to mobile ESPN today. Call 1-800-GET-ESPN.
All right, cool. Just call me.
It's been 4 years now since Tracy Shelf was diagnosed with cancer. Before that, a big decision was movie or card game. It still is. Trinity. A better experience.
Save big money on quality products from Menards. Timbercrest vinyl siding adds beauty to any home. It's built super thick and includes a lifetime warranty. Your choice of 9 colors, only $588. Low-maintenance Ultra-Deck decking has the look and feel of real wood. Choose from reversible, solid, and fusion decking. It's easy to install and designed to last, starting at just 99 cents a linear foot. Plus, there's 0 payments and no interest till 2007 with your big card.
Save big money at Menards.
Double time on the trifecta here. Baseball tonight. Cubs taking on the Reds. Boy, what a memorable day for Dusty Baker and Ken Griffey. And Adam Harang says, I just hope I get a chance to meet him. He was the starting pitcher for the Reds. In the first, Juan Pierre, apparently still affected by meeting the president.
I'm telling you.
Cubs would score 5 runs.
He had a rough start, man.
Aaron Harang struggling. Bottom 3, Reds down 5-1. Scott Hatteberg, his debut. That helps. Rare that you'd think Zambrano would give up a 5-1 lead, but he did. We're tied at 5 after the big donkey goes out.
He just did not have good stuff. He didn't have good velocity, and he didn't get the ball down. That's why he got hurt today.
In the 6th, 9-5 Cubs, Derek Lee. Of the MVP candidates last year.
The wind is blowing so hard on this play.
Dunn went down. So of the 6 top MVP vote getters last year, only Lee didn't hit a home run. Dunn's an MVP candidate because of his bat. He struggled in the outfield. Not necessarily the easiest position to play for someone unfamiliar with it. There he just lost it, and it's not to make fun of him, but it didn't look great.
Well, he had a rough day. I mean, that happens, and this is opening day of the season. Sometimes you have great performances. Sometimes you have bad performances, and Adam just scuffled today. You know, it was one of those days the ball will find you. You know, you hear that all the time. When you're struggling, the ball seems to find you. But this is a ball, nice piece of hitting by Jock Jones, slicing. That's a tough play on the run. He just wasn't able to come up with it. If he comes up with it, it's a great play. He's throwing the guy out at home. If not, it ends up being that. Right here,
you
got...
That could have been trouble.
Could have been an injury. So... that was tough. And then this, like I said earlier, the wind was blowing. This is the ball. He looked at the shortstop, see where he was at. It falls in. He just misplayed that ball. But then if you want to, I'm sure they got some laughs out of this one in the locker room. If you're just watching Adam, he'll trip, stumble, hit his head on the wall, does everything, still hasn't found the baseball. I'm not going to laugh at him, but I'm sure some of the guys on the team, on his team were laughing about it because that's what you do. It's opening day. He's going to hit 40-some home runs for him. He's going to make plays all year long. And so when a guy like that of this caliber has that type of day, you have fun with him. He's going to be fine and be back in the lineup the next day they play, and he's going to produce.
Lopez, their communication needs to improve because if Lopez actually runs head-on with Dunn, no more Lopez.
He's got to know the capabilities of the left fielder.
And to prove that Adam is not alone in this communication, let's not forget back in February of '06 during the Caribbean Series, the shortstop had it bounce off of his head. Left fielder never got there. Remember this, May 26th of 1992, Jose Canseco used his head. And you see, Adam Dunn's not alone in struggling in the outfield. And as far as adventures go, no one's provided more memories than Manny. How about the cutoff?
That was one of my favorite plays ever.
That was one of my
I love that play.
Greatest play ever.
Manny with the diving save. Yeah. See, Adam, you're not alone. Due up on this edition of Baseball Tonight, more on Barry Bonds, the season opener, as he chases Babe and had to pick up a syringe in San Diego. And a little bit later, the big balls that left the building, the MVP candidates all lighting up the sky. Touch them all when we continue on Baseball Tonight.
All that you've read, all that you've heard, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you who I am. I'll tell you what I go through, and I'll let you in my life.
Bonds on Bonds, a weekly series, premieres tomorrow at 8 on ESPN2.
There's no better person to get it from than me.
Boss, we didn't find a snitch, but we got his singular phone.
Let me see it. MediaNet. He's got his own news, entertainment. His favorite team's Oakland. Horoscope. He's a Libra.
Hey, what's going on?
Johnny, hey. You're a Libra, ain't you?
Yeah, boss. Why?
Says here, it ain't your lucky day.
Now your phone is uniquely yours. Only MediaNet lets you personalize your phone's homepage and get to your stuff fast. Get a cool LG phone for $29.99. Singular, raising the bar.
What happened?
I didn't see them.
Oh. Looks like I have to go to Home Depot. Buy all new stuff. Yes.
The new power equipment is here. The Home Depot has the best brands in lawn and garden power all under one roof. Right now, get no payments, no interest on all purchases store-wide of $299 or more.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Because financial solutions have no borders or boundaries, UBS operates in only 2 locations. Everywhere. And right next to you. You and us. UBS.
I've got 4 pitches that I can throw to a guy, and he has no idea what's coming. When you're really in the zone, it's like nothing else in the world matters. People ask, did you see how many people were in the stands that night? I couldn't tell you if there was 50,000 people or 5,000 people. You're just thinking about putting the ball where you want to, and that's it. I live for this.
Catch Major League Baseball all season long on ESPN. Don't miss it.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Barry Bonds concluded the 2004 season on October 3rd, finishing with an NL Best .362 batting average. In doing so, at 40 years and 71 days old, Bonds became the oldest player to win a batting title, edging Ted Williams, who was 40 when he won one in 1958. Bonds set several other marks that season, as his .609 on-base percentage was the highest in Major League Baseball history, and his 232 walks, 120 intentional, were also all-time bests. We'll continue covering Barry Bonds' 20 greatest moments over 20 seasons during the next 18 days here on Baseball Tonight. In his game against the Padres, 1 for 4. More on the big story from Pedro Gomez.
If the fans' reaction in San Diego toward Barry Bonds is a precursor of what awaits Bonds on the road this season, then things could get very ugly. The low point of Bonds' day occurred when a fan at Petco Park hurled a large plastic syringe at Bonds as he jogged in from left field after the 8th inning.
I just put it off the field so no one get hurt. If that's what they want to do, embarrass themselves, then that's on them. That has nothing to do with me at all. I have to go out there and play baseball. I don't judge those things. I have to concentrate on baseball, so I leave that up to you guys to make those statements in the paper.
Aside from the syringe episode, Bonds was booed unmercifully every time he came to the plate. Fans also held up signs with asterisks and other derogatory messages aimed at Bonds, who, along with other players, is under investigation by Major League Baseball for alleged steroid use. In San Diego, Pedro Gomez, ESPN.
Well, you take stock of them. Opening day ranks, and these are active players in 19 games. That's a first. 24 hits, ranks him second. Not surprisingly, his home run 6 rank him second as well. Ken Griffey Jr., the only one who's got more home runs on opening day, and he has reached base in every one of those games. Now on ESPN.com, 47 home runs shy of the record, Jim Capel, with 47 intriguing questions on Barry Bonds. That's now on ESPN.com. Back to the games, Angels and the Mariners and Vlad. They mentioned all those top MVP race guys from last year. Vlad was right there. He went deep.
It's impossible to pitch around Vlad. That ball's down in the dirt, almost the ball out of the zone, and he still went deep.
Kenji Johima over the right field fence. First career home run for him and his second at bat. Mariners down 3-1. Everybody, including Johima, was stunned. They never saw that power during spring training. He was surprised. Sean Figgins steals second. Later in the same at bat, second and third, the O-Dog, Orlando Cabrera, comes up with a clutch hit. 2 runs come across. Angels up 5-3. And here comes Frankie Rodriguez. Next to Rivera, toughest guy, Tino, in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Great curveball. Great curveball, good fastball. He knows how to close out games.
But Roberto Perugini goes out. Mariners cut the lead to 1. And he gets Ichiro, and the Angels go on.
You don't see Ichiro take swings like that very often.
Shows how good he is, 5-4.
Add him up.
Devil Dogs and the Orioles. Check that, they're the Devil Rays. Sam Perlazzo, new mentor, new manager. Good to see Brian Roberts off that awful injury last year.
He must be really healthy diving like that. Brian, what are you doing, man?
Base hit, he slides into first. Remember that MVP race from last year? A couple years ago, Tejada was an MVP. He goes yard on opening day. O's down 4-3. Now tied at 4 after a Luis Matos home run. Exit stage left for Mora.
I love Melvin Mora. I think this guy is just a tremendous player. Put him anywhere on the diamond and hit him anywhere in the lineup.
Orioles put 9 on the board. They get a win. Tigers and the Royals. 0s on the board. Oh, pitch him and ditch him. Chris Shelton can hit home runs. That one puts the Tigers up by a score of 1-0 off Scott Ellerton. Can't go there. Shelton again. This one just over the wall. Shelton has 2. 2-1 Tigers. Trying to pull a Dimitri Young. Go 3 on opening day. Or a Tuffy Kenny Rogers looked like he kind of fell off the mound there. But 6 innings and an earned run as the Tigers do win it by a score of 3-1. Many home runs. Touching them all. A-Rod, 430 now. 1 behind Ripken and Tomei on the all-time home run list. That one was good for a grand slam. Albert, multiples.
He's locked in. He had 3 in the last, spring training? 3 in the last game or something like that?
Scott Rowland his first at Citizens Bank and his 4th career grand slam. So that's a really good sign for St. Louis. Also leaving the building, Mike Piazza. In his prime, right center was the power alley.
And a big ballpark like that in Petco Field, it's a great sign.
398 career home runs, ties him 43rd all-time with Dale Murphy. How about the big hurt off Randy Johnson?
That did hurt. That was a missile.
Then got out in a hurry, though the Yankees rolled over the A's. David Ortiz hit this one a mile. His first opening day home run since 2002 when he was back with the Minnesota Twins.
He wasn't even talking to that ball.
Yeah, the ball's out of the zone.
Ball's down the line like
a ball right there.
That's a ball to Bladder, you think?
You think he hits more home runs off pitches that would be balls or strikes?
I think more balls.
I do too. And there's Kenji.
Well, he was wondering why he hit that ball's like 99 miles an hour up in his eyes. That's why it went out. Catch up to that.
Ryan Howard, how many's this guy gonna hit?
35-40. He's got great opposite field power.
Outstanding home run power for Howard in a relatively dismal day for Philadelphia Philly fans, save for the Jimmy Rollins hit that extended his streak. How about that? 6 of the last 8 hits for Andrew Jones against the Dodgers have gone for 4 bases. Ridiculous. Due up, the ones that stayed in the yard and in the gloves. The great web gems from an outstanding opening day are coming. But first, what's next on the trifecta?
Carl, the allegations of a rape involving Duke lacrosse players has exposed the schism between the university and the city of Durham.
They feel like Duke has somewhat of an ownership, a control of Durham.
Where the conflict is headed, and can both sides learn from this experience? Ahead momentarily outside the lines.
Coming up on SportsCenter, would it be the 12th title for UCLA or a first for Florida? Barry Bonds has sent a message from the fans, plus how the Yankees open their season with a bang. SportsCenter next.
I went in for something sweet and found on something sweeter.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. So you spend what, $8 for takeout from a casual dining place?
Mom, it's a $4 meal from KFC. Half the price.
So if you're saving so much money, how come you haven't moved out yet?
Get all the quality of a casual dining meal for half the price. Choose between a strip meal, a two-piece meal, or a breast meal, each with 2 delicious home-style sides and a freshly baked biscuit for just $4. Your dollar goes further at KFC.
I'm number one. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. I'm number one.
Got me chasing down and away last time.
He won't chase down and away again.
Turn on the inside heat.
Inside corner's mine.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Tipping the
Don't
pitch.
tip the pitch.
See the ball.
Get it in the count.
Arm slot.
Take him up
Paint
the
the
ladder.
corner. Turn on the pitch.
Think you can handle it?
Catch up to it? Give me the heat.
Here comes the heat.
Hit, pitch, and think like a pro with 2K Sports Inside Edge, created by real big league scouts. Get it with Major League Baseball 2K6, the only MLB video game on every major console. Rated E for everyone.
Team wherever you are all season long on XM Satellite Radio with radio starting at $49.99.
It's still going.
XM Satellite Radio. Listen large.
Hot Yankees and the A's in the end. New York, thanks to 5 RBIs from A-Rod, a 4-for-4 night from Matsui, score 15 runs. They also left 15 men on base. Not a bad start for Joe Torre and the Bombers. We'll go to the web news. It is scary. That was, by the way, against Zito, who started and didn't finish. Red Sox, Rangers. Gonna like Coco Crisp in center field. Lance Nix had one taken away.
He made 2 nice plays. He could have 2 web jumps. That's nice.
That wasn't a game saver, but that could have been a big inning right there.
Yankees and the A's. Bernie to right center. Mark Kotze making a pretty play in center field.
A spectacular
defense was really all the A's and their fans had to celebrate.
You look at the A's outfield defense with Peyton in left and Milton Bradley in right. They can do some things.
They can catch. Frank Thomas, boy, A-Rod had an MVP day.
You're not going to see a finer play than this. This is a rocket. That ball is by him.
Year in, year out, he's getting more comfortable out there, I think.
Gold Glover. Damian Miller into the hole. Smiling Jack Wilson. Quick pivot, no way. Yes.
Woo! Mercy. Those two can do it. Remember flipping the ball to each other last year? That might be on plays of the year.
Dio on the turn. Cardinals and the Phillies.
A lot of foul territory.
It's a great play. Watch how far Eckstein goes to go get this ball.
Those are the kind of plays your pitcher appreciates. You save him a couple of pitches and get him out of an inning.
Right, and you cut Roland off from any potential injury there, so he stays away from the fence and the fans. That's a big deal. Who later, Roland, get a grand slam. All right, the best from today and tonight, certainly, you could argue Roy Oswalt. 8 innings, no earned runs, 5 hits. He handed it off to Lidge, who we spoke to earlier on Baseball Tonight. He gets the win. Albert Pujols, one of a handful of hitting heroes, a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs against Philadelphia. A 2-for-2, 2-home-run day as Albert Pujols and Roy Oswalt from the same division. Tonight's best. Time to warm it up, Tino. You got to deal with these two teams. Johan Santana, what's the key to hitting him?
Well, both were tough on me. Johan Santana, you have to try to get the ball up in the zone. You see his changeup right here down. It's usually a ball, but it's hard to lay off. His fastball, he moves it in and out. You have to try to get a ball up in the zone off him.
And Halladay?
Roy Halladay, their best bet is to try to pick one side of the plate. Look for the inside ball or the outside ball. You cannot try to cover both sides of the plate and try to hit all his pitches. You'll be in big trouble.
Those folks, the two guys, Tino, that are going to be going on Tuesday, the only two teams, the Blue Jays and Twins, that haven't played yet. You look at your numbers against those two guys, 1 for 6 against Santana. He actually had 4 hits against Halladay. But those are the two, along with Schilling. Who's the best pitcher, starting pitcher in the American League, you think?
I think Halladay has the best stuff. I think he does. He's got a great cutter, a good cutter inside, a sinker away, a forkball, a slider. It's all hard. It's hard to pick up.
That means you're a great hitter then, because you got more hits off him, huh?
And of all the individual performances you saw,
Today?
Yeah, who was the best?
I would have to say Albert Pujols hitting the 2 home runs was pretty phenomenal, and all his at-bats were great. He wasn't fooled by a lot of pitches, and when you're able to do that and have the approach he has, you're going to have a big day.
Barry Bonds will face Sean Estes in his game Tuesday. The next baseball tonight will be part of the trifecta. We'll see you at 12:20 a.m. Eastern Time. That is on Tuesday. So Barry Bonds' day and night in San Diego included a bunch of boos, a syringe that was thrown on the field, and also included a double in his first at-bat, and that was the only hit. He played 9 innings. Going to be interesting to see how often Barry Bonds plays 9 innings in back-to-back games.
That'll be the big challenge.
That's going to be a challenge for him. Challenge for us to do it all again. Tuesday, 12:20 a.m. Eastern Time. For all those who helped make baseball tonight possible, and certainly thanks and congratulations to Tino on his debut. With Harold Reynolds, I'm Carl Ravitch. Here's Outside the Lines.